Shalom, shalom, peace, love, blessings, and prosperity to each and every one of you. I wanted to jump on here for a few minutes and just do a brief Q&A, questions and answers. I've gotten a lot of questions and comments in regard to the Living Chronicles Podcast Series. So I wanted to take a minute in between recording to just, update you all and share this information. First of all, I want to give my thanks and appreciation to all of the individuals that have come on the podcast series and shared their journey. Each and every one of them has been food for the soul for me. And so, again, Toda, thank you all so much for consenting to participate. Secondly, I have to thank all of you all that have shared your encouraging comments, your suggestions, your recommendations, how much you've enjoyed it, the phone calls, the messages, if I'm on the bus, if I'm in the Maracas, and the feedback is really so encouraging and so inspiring, and I genuinely appreciate it. I'm not doing this for me, I'm doing this for us. So you all enjoying it makes it all worthwhile. To help push the platform, please follow us on Instagram, join the private Facebook group for the Facebook users. My grandchildren tell me only us old people use Facebook. So, follow the YouTube playlist right now. I will get another YouTube channel set up. I'm just working out some logistics with some other issues with YouTube. uh, I'm learning as I go, teaching myself the software that I'm using to do this, learning how to upload to Instagram. I'm learning all of this as I go. So, anyone who can offer any technical advice, guides, assistance, I appreciate it. By all means, hit me up. So, number 3 on the list, question I get asked a lot: who is this for? How do I pick participants? So I don't really pick participants. I send out an invitation to people, all of the time to participate in the podcast series. And those who choose to do so, they are able to make time in their schedule. They let me know and we make that happen. Okay. And I'll tell you how that process goes further down in here, So anyone that is over 18 years old or older, and that is or has been a part of this journey is welcome to participate in the Living Chronicles podcast series. There are guidelines for code of conduct that everyone must adhere to. I don't care if you're 18 and I don't care if you're 88. That's just how it goes. Okay. And every story is unique. Every story is important. I hear people say, well, I really don't have anything to say. I really didn't do anything, or my experience was horrible. All of us are unique pieces of this puzzle called the kingdom, the community, the nation, and all of our stories are important. So that is who can participate. Anybody 18 or older that is or has been a part of this journey. Number 4, does it cost? Do we get paid? The answer is no and no. No, it does not cost. I do not charge anybody to come and do this. Again, this is a love project. This is for us. And I just feel strongly that it needs, I don't feel strongly. I know in my being that this needs to be done. So no, there is no charge for doing it. No, I do not pay anyone for doing it. If you want to participate, by all means. The elders, I do, if they do not have a ride, I will pay their round trip cab fare for them to come. Okay. Um, so that answers that question. Number 5, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because for me, first of all, I feel that I'm required to do this. Anything or most of the things that I have done, especially in my later years of life, I feel that spirit, the universe, Yah, whatever terminology one may use, requires me to do what I do. This is my purpose for being on the planet. So that's one of the reasons. And then for me, it is imperative that our story be told. No one else, You know, only we can write our story. No one else can write our story for us. They have what they call history, his story that someone else wrote, and they may not even have been there at the time. We have a golden opportunity to share our story, our accomplishments, our building, our trials, all of that is a part of this journey, and we need to share it. Our children go to school, they learn history, they can learn about the Holocaust, they can learn about slavery. How can we not teach them about our journey firsthand while we have the opportunity? So that is why I'm doing this. For all of us, for our children, for our grandchildren, we walk past one another and we really don't know one another. We may have lived with people, but even people that like, I lived with her. I didn't know that about her when they hear the podcast. So that is why, that is the purpose for doing this. Okay. Number 6, I don't know where to begin to tell my story. A lot of people have told me, Rakaya, it's just so much that, so much that I got to say, and I don't know where to start, and I got to think about it, and I got to write it down. No, you don't. No, you don't. Don't make it so, I don't want you to become overwhelmed with thinking about doing this. We're going to do this in little bite-sized pieces. That's why there's a format for how we go about doing it to make it easier for you to tell your story. Okay. We always start with how you got here, your what, your why, your how. There's always an interesting story to that. If you grew up here, your childhood, what it was like. And some people think they have nothing to say. And when they get to talking, Samakia, they find out like, wow, they forget about some of the things that they've done. So there is a format to help make this easier. Um, and I guarantee you, we will do this together, because your story, your journey needs to be shared. Okay, number 7, trauma from my past. I'm not ready yet. That is definitely understood. There are some people who are still reeling from what their life experience has been, and they're just not ready to share certain parts of it. They don't feel that they can share it without triggering certain emotions and going down into a place where they don't desire to be. That is understood. I promise you I understand that. And what I say to you, take your time and heal. Do what you need to do to heal, because when you get to the other side of healing, it is so liberating. Healing is a journey, and no one gets to dictate how long someone takes to, go through that process. But I promise you, when I got to that point and look back, I was like, dang, I wish I had known this 2 or 3 years ago. But it's a process. We all go through the process as we go through it. But when you get to that other side of the pain, of the anger, of the trauma, of the hurt, I promise you, it's a high like you would never believe. It is a feeling and an emotion and a joy that, whoo, it's so if you're not ready yet and you're still processing, process, okay? Do what you have to do to heal. Uh, Number 8, I'm a private person. I really don't talk like that. I'm a behind the scenes kind of person. I'm camera shy. you know, I can understand a lot of that. But as far as being a private person, you share as much or as little as you desire to share. I'm not prying, picking and prodding and trying to pull things out. It's not that kind of program. This is just sitting down, talking and sharing. So if there's things that you don't want to share, you don't have to. But the parts of your journey that you can, I just humbly request that if you can find a way to be able to share that for the sake of our children, for our grandchildren, for one another, because I guarantee you this is so life-giving. At least it is for me, and for those that have shared their feedback, it's been life-giving. Okay. Number 9, venting and calling names. Now, some people said, no, I can't come on there because I need to be able to say whatever it is I want to say. Okay. Unfortunately, I paid a lot of money to Hotel Poal, and I'm not trying to get sued and have to be back in Hotel Poal again. Okay, so I can't open that door. On top of which, I've never been the drama kind of person. That's just not my energy. That's not my spirit. I've never been like that. I want people to be authentic in what they have experienced, what their experience has been, and if it's been something bad, yes, but we have to do it tastefully. One of the things I grew up with from my father that always taught me is, and my mother too, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You can call somebody an idiot and they don't even realize they've been called an idiot until you walk away. It's how you say it. You can tell someone something that's very difficult for them to hear and they won't want to hear it. But it's again how you say it. And how you say it may cause them to even give consideration after you're gone. So that is what, I'm trying to do with the platform, to keep it tasteful, to keep it authentic, and to not end up back in Hotel Paul. Number 10, remote interviews. A lot of us have gone to live in other places, people that spent many years here or people that grew up here, and they want an opportunity to share their stories. So I've been asked, will you do remote interviews? I am a feel the energy kind of person. I like to be in the room, face to face. And so that is what I desire to do. And hopefully, prayerfully, um, for those that are where we have large concentrations in different cities, if it's Chicago, if it's Atlanta, if it's DC, wherever it may be, if there's some way where we can arrange for me to come to your city, no, you do not have to pay my plane fare. Hallelujah, I have flying benefits. I just need Delta to start flying again. I can come to your city and it's going to cost me nothing to come. I just need somewhere to stay. So if someone can help me set up accommodations in a city, somewhere where I can set up the equipment, prayerfully somewhere where it can be set up and I can do the interviews and I don't have to break it down every day and adjust it. If there's some way we can make that happen, I'll be more than happy to come to your city, spend 7 to 10 days there. We set up, the interviews before I get there, and we go ahead and make that happen. Now, if that can't happen, if there's no way we can make that happen, then I will consider doing remote interviews, although that's just not my energy. But I will try and remain open to that. And by all means, anyone who is traveling to Israel, if you're coming here to visit and you would like to do an interview, please let me know before you get here. And we set it up and you can come here and we can do it while you're here. Okay. Um, so the last point on here is, how do I sign up? Well, the way that you sign up, if you're interested, send me a message either on WhatsApp. Please do not call me because I could be in podcast. I could be moving around doing something. I could be asleep. But send me a message in WhatsApp. And for those who don't have my number, it is 058-432-3254. Once again, 058-432-3254. Or if you're not on WhatsApp, if you're on Facebook, you send me a Facebook Messenger message. Okay. And then once you contact me and let me know that you're interested, I will send you the form to fill out. The form has your background information, your name, the meaning of your name, when you were born or when you came, how many children, basic background information like that. On that form, you will also list what your involvement has been, the things that you were involved in while you were here, the things that you did, your accomplishments, your challenges, whatever things that you would like to talk about that have happened during this lifetime. Went to school, graduated with this, that, or the other, this degree, trade school, business, whatever. Okay. Once you send me that information and choose your interview date, once I receive it, I will send back to you a confirmation on the date and time, as well as I will develop questions specific to your bio that we will talk about. And I will send all of that back to you prior to the interview so you have an opportunity to see it. Okay. And then, interview day, we come, we sit down, we have our conversation. Interviews can take anywhere from an hour, hour and a half to 3 hours. The best time is like not more than 2 hours. But if it goes over 2 hours, then I just split it in two parts. Okay. I'm not trying to limit anyone on sharing your journey, but at the same time, you can't come and do an 8 hour. Okay. So I hope that that answers all of the questions that these are the questions that I have been asked up to this point. But if you have a question or a comment that you need to share, reach out to me again through WhatsApp or either, Facebook Messenger, preferably WhatsApp because I check that more often. I'm not even going to give you email because I'm terrible with checking my email. And again, in closing, please, by all means, view the podcast. If you don't have time to view the whole podcast, view the reels, that are on Instagram. I will put links here for the private Facebook group, for the YouTube playlist, and for the Instagram reels. Okay. And I look forward to sitting with you and you sharing your journey.